New details are emerging around the incident which saw Alec Baldwin accidentally shoot cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. Here's what we know so far. The .45 caliber Colt revolver that killed Halyna Hutchins on the set of Rust was not thoroughly checked, according to a new court filing cited by Reuters. Assistant Director David Halls said that when armorer Hannah Gutierrez showed him the firearm, he could only remember seeing 3 rounds and couldn't recall if she spun the drum before he told those on set that it was cold, in court documents taken to indicate it does not contain live rounds, and handed it to actor Alec Baldwin. Fe Sheriff Adan Mendoza has since said a suspected live round killed Hutchins, despite armorer Gutierrez telling investigators no live ammo was ever kept on set. As investigators look to explain this, CNN notes that Gutierrez told investigators that while firearms were secured inside a van, ammo was left on a cart on the set, while The Wrap reports that the gun which killed Hutchins was used by crew members earlier that morning for live ammunition target practice. Additionally, the Los Angeles Times reports that Baldwin's stunt double previously fired 2 rounds accidentally, though the newspaper did not specify if these were live or blanks, while the BBC notes the assistant director had been fired from a previous job after another incident with a prop gun unexpectedly discharging. The Los Angeles Times reports that crew members had walked off set over issues with working conditions. There were no safety meetings. There was no assurance that it wouldn't happen again. All they wanted to do was rush, one crew member said. As investigations continue, the incident joins the most famous death caused by a prop gun, that of actor Brandon Lee, who was killed while filming a scene in which his co-star fired a blank cartridge at him. There, the film crew had made a mistake by not double-checking the gun's barrel before loading it with a blank cartridge.
A young Iowa police officer is no doubt in a world of trouble after accidentally firing his service weapon in the state's largest commercial airport the day before Christmas Eve. The incident happened at Des Moines International Airport on Wednesday. Officer Brady Pratt was reportedly in an office at the airport when he apparently thought it would be a good idea to practice his, quote, quick draw skills. Rather than practicing with his fingers, though, Pratt chose to use his service weapon. To make matters worse, the 23-year-old made the rookie mistake of keeping his finger on the trigger rather than placing it along the weapon's trigger guard. So Pratt ended up discharging the weapon, firing a gun in an airport during the busy holiday season. Smart. Luckily, the bullet ended up hitting the ceiling of an unoccupied hallway and nobody was injured in the foolish accident. Authorities have yet to elaborate on what the consequences of Pratt's actions will be.
A woman who attended a wedding at a fancy hotel in New York City left the reception with a unique wedding favor Saturday night. Wedding guests inside the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan got more than they bargained for when one man's pistol accidentally went off inside his pocket around 7:30 p.m. Police say a bullet from the gun ricocheted off the marble floor. 3 wedding guests were treated for minor injuries from the debris. The bullet then grazed the side of a woman's head. She remained conscious but was taken to the hospital. According to local reports, the man handed the pistol off to his older brother after the incident. The New York Post reported on Sunday both men are facing charges for the accidental shooting. Investigators on Saturday night taped off the 5-star hotel, which has accommodated 8 decades of U.S. presidents.
A 31-year-old Chicagoland man is dead after making a deadly mistake with a shotgun. Eric Zazansky was barbecuing at his Evanston apartment August 4th. He had his girlfriend along with some close friends over. At some point, he decides to show off his new mini shotgun to his buddies. His girlfriend tried to get him to put it away because, well, some folks are a little squeamish around tools meant for killing other folks. Compelled to try and show there was no danger, Zazansky ejects the loaded rounds from the gun and puts it up to his face and fires. Unfortunately for him, though, the weapon still had 1 shell left inside. He was pronounced dead at the hospital 2 hours later. Zazansky had no history of depression or drug use. He is survived by a 13-year-old son who lives in Indiana.
A wedding celebration took a turn for the worse when a guest accidentally shot the groom in the head. The wedding ceremony was taking place in the city of Hisar, 100 miles northwest of New Delhi. The wedding party had just reached the venue and everyone was in a festive mood. That is, until one of the wedding guests accidentally shot the groom in the head with a handgun. Video footage of the incident shows the groom falling to the ground in a cloud of smoke. Celebratory firing at weddings and other public events is outlawed in India, but still remains a common practice across the country. The groom survived, but is said to be in serious condition. Congratulations?
A diver is amazingly still around after he had a bit of an accident involving a spear gun bolt and his dome. According to the South Coast Herald, South African pastor Connie Hallowell was in the water collecting fishing sinkers near Scotberg Beach on August 31st. Hallowell had his spear gun and put it down on the ocean floor next to him. Talking to East Coast Radio, the 48-year-old said a big wave came and surprised him, and it knocked the gun against some reef, causing the 2-meter-long spear to discharge into his face. As far as lucky shots go, this was definitely one in a million, as the spear somehow managed to miss Hallowell's eyes and brain. He was able to crawl back onto the beach, where locals brought an angle grinder to help shorten the spear. Hallowell was first airlifted to one hospital before being transferred to another hospital in Pietermaritzburg, where the bolt was finally removed. The guy must secretly be Iron Man because he's already out of the hospital giving interviews. He told the Sunday Tribune that he has no plans to quit spearfishing and is already planning his next trip. For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.